All right, let's dive in. Today we're tackling cloud storage, specifically the three main types: file, block, and object storage. I know cloud storage can sound a bit intimidating, but stick with us. We'll break it down. By the end, you'll be a cloud storage pro. Think of it this way. Your data is like luggage. Sometimes you just need a duffel bag. Other times, you need the whole set of suitcases, right? Same with cloud storage. File, block, and object storage, they're like those different luggage types, each perfect for different needs. So first up, file storage. Pretty familiar, right? Like the folders and files on your computer?
Exactly. It's that same structure, but in the cloud. Folders within folders. Easy to find what you need. The beauty of file storage is shared access. Multiple servers, applications, all accessing the same files at the same time. Huge for collaboration, and it just makes things so much more efficient.
Ah, okay, I see. Like a shared network drive, but in the cloud. No more emailing files back and forth.
Precisely. And many providers, like Stonefly, offer managed file systems. You don't have to worry about the technical stuff. Stonefly handles it. You focus on your data.
Awesome. So file storage, it's all about simplicity, sharing, and convenience, like that trusty duffel bag for everyday data. But what about when you need something a bit more robust? Let's move on to block storage. This one's a bit different. Imagine a hard drive divided into blocks, like building blocks, but for data.
Perfect analogy. Each block is a separate chunk of data, and that's the key to block storage's speed. These blocks, they can be accessed independently, simultaneously. Makes reading and writing data super fast.
So like if I'm editing a huge video file, I don't have to resave the whole thing, just the bits I changed.
Exactly. It's called incremental editing. Big efficiency boost, especially for things that need high performance. Databases, anything with lots of transactions, even booting up your operating system.
Wow, serious speed then. But I'm guessing there's a trade-off. If it's that high performance, is there a downside?
Well, yeah, sometimes. Block storage can be more complex to manage, and it can be pricey. But, Stonefly offers some really cost-effective solutions for block storage.
Good to know. Stonefly coming through again. Okay, so last but not least, object storage. This one sounds a bit more, well, abstract.
It is a bit different. Think of it like this. You're storing data in big containers, each one a self-contained object with its own unique ID, like a digital fingerprint.
Okay, I'm picturing these digital containers holding all sorts of data. What makes this approach better? How is it different from file or block storage?
Scalability, flexibility, that's the key with object storage. Designed for huge amounts of data, really massive. And since it doesn't have a rigid file structure, it's super adaptable. Store any kind of data. Access it from anywhere.
So like a giant warehouse. You can store anything and everything no matter how much you have.
Exactly. Ultimate solution if you need to manage a ton of data efficiently and affordably. Plus, each object has this rich metadata.
Metadata.
Yeah, it's information about the data itself. Super useful for searching, analyzing, and managing everything.
Okay, now that sounds powerful, especially if you're working with these massive data sets.
Exactly. Imagine, say, you're a photographer with thousands of images stored in the cloud.
Thousands.
Easy. With object storage and metadata, you can search for anything. Photos taken with a specific camera, on a certain date, even in a particular location.
Wow, that's incredible. It's like having this super-powered search engine for your data. So let's recap. File storage for simplicity and collaboration, block storage for speed and performance, and object storage for massive scale and data management with metadata, like having the whole luggage set for your data. But before we get too carried away, what about security? Data breaches are a huge concern these days. How do these storage types handle security?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Huge concern. Security is absolutely critical no matter what type of cloud storage you're using. And that's where, a provider like Stonefly really comes in. Security is our top priority across all our storage solutions.
Okay, so what kind of security measures are we talking about specifically? Like, what can users expect from Stonefly?
Well, encryption is kind of the foundation. Stonefly uses really strong encryption algorithms, so your data is protected both when it's being transferred and when it's just sitting there, stored, like a digital vault for your data.
Ah, I see. So even if someone, somehow intercepts my data, it's useless to them without the key, right?
Exactly, like having that combination lock on your luggage keeps everything safe inside. But encryption's just the first step. Stonefly also uses strict access controls, so we can limit who can see what data.
So it's not just a strong fortress. It's about making sure only the right people have the keys. Makes sense. Anything else Stonefly does for security?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Regular security audits, Vulnerability assessments, we're always looking for any weaknesses, any potential problems, like having a security guard constantly patrolling, making sure everything's safe. And of course, we've got really solid backup and disaster recovery plans in place. So even if there's, some crazy outage or, God forbid, a cyber attack, your data is still protected.
Wow, that's impressive. Stonefly's really thought of everything. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit. I'm curious about real-world uses. Like, how are these different storage types actually being used out there?
Sure. So file storage, it's super versatile because it's so simple and easy to use, right? Businesses use it for all sorts of things, sharing documents, working on projects together, storing customer information, even web hosting. A lot of websites run on file storage.
Ah, okay. So like when I'm browsing a website or downloading a file, there's probably file storage working behind the scenes.
Most likely, yep. Now, block storage, that's all about speed and performance. Anything that needs super fast access, low latency, like databases.
Databases.
Yeah, they handle tons of data, and they need to retrieve information instantly. Block storage is perfect for that.
Makes sense. So like when I'm searching online or buying something on, say, an e-commerce site, those things rely on databases, right?
Exactly. It's like a high-speed rail network for data. And block storage is also really important for virtualization. Multiple virtual machines can share the same physical storage. Saves money, makes things more efficient.
Okay, so block storage is pretty crucial for all this cloud computing stuff.
Mm.
What about object storage then? Where does that fit in?
Object storage, that's the king of scalability. And flexibility. It's made for handling huge amounts of data. The unstructured kind, like images, videos, audio files, social media, for example. All those platforms where people are constantly uploading and sharing stuff.
Right.
That's often powered by object storage. It can just handle those massive amounts of data, no problem.
It's amazing how, like, all this complex technology is behind something as simple as posting a picture or watching a video online.
It is, and object storage is getting more popular for big data analytics, machine learning too. Those things need a ton of data, and object storage is perfect for it.
So whether it's social media or big data or machine learning, object storage is kind of shaping how we manage all this data, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, each storage type has its pros and cons. Choosing the right one comes down to what you need it for. Like, you wouldn't use a tiny suitcase for a month-long trip.
Yeah.
Right. Same with storage. You wouldn't use file storage if you've got, like, mountains of data.
Makes sense. So how can our listeners, figure out which type of cloud storage is best for them?
It really comes down to your needs. What are your priorities? Do you need speed? Block storage might be your answer. Need massive scale. Object storage.
Yeah.
Simple, familiar way to share files. Go with file storage.
Sounds like there's no one-size-fits-all answer then.
Nope. It's all about finding the right fit for your specific situation. And, if you're ever unsure, Stonefly can help. We offer solutions for all three types of cloud storage.
Oh, that's great. Expert advice is always helpful, especially with something as potentially complicated as cloud storage. Okay, so we've covered a lot of technical details, but I want to talk about the human side of things for a minute. Like, how has cloud storage changed how we work with data, how we interact with it?
Oh, that's interesting. At its core, cloud storage is all about empowering people, giving them more control over their data, breaking down barriers, making collaboration easier, fueling innovation. Think about researchers using object storage to analyze huge data sets, trying to find cures for diseases, or artists sharing their work with the whole world.
Yeah, that's amazing. Cloud storage has made data accessible to so many more people. It's really changed things.
For sure, and it's not just about big projects. Cloud storage has also revolutionized how we manage our personal data. Backing up photos, videos, important documents, it's all so much easier now.
Speaking of the future, what's next for cloud storage? Are there any big trends or innovations coming up?
Oh, there's so much happening. The future of cloud storage is, well, it's pretty exciting, to be honest. We're seeing some really groundbreaking stuff that's going to change how we use and manage data. One thing I'm really excited about is AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, how they're going to impact cloud storage.
AI. Wow, that's interesting. Tell me more. How's that going to change things?
Well, imagine your cloud storage isn't just storing your stuff, right? It's like this intelligent assistant helping you organize everything, analyze it, even pull out insights from your data. We're already seeing it, like automatic image tagging, facial recognition, that kind of thing.
So instead of just, keeping my photos in the cloud, it could actually help me understand them.
Exactly. And that's just the beginning. Think about it. What if your cloud storage could transcribe your audio recordings, summarize your documents, or even predict how much storage you're going to need in the future based on your usage.
Wow, that sounds almost like science fiction. Is that really possible?
Oh, it's definitely coming. It's already happening. The cloud's becoming this super powerful platform for data processing and analysis, not just storage anymore.
So if cloud storage is getting this smart, how can people, keep up? How can they take advantage of all this?
Learn. Stay curious. The cloud world's always changing, so you got to adapt, explore new tech. And of course, working with a provider like Stonefly, that helps. We can guide you, make sure you've got the right solutions to, really make the most of AI and machine learning for your cloud storage.
It sounds like Stonefly is right there on the leading edge, pushing things forward with cloud storage.
We love what we do. We want to give our clients the best tools to unlock the power of their data.
Well, this has been an amazing journey exploring the world of cloud storage. We've covered so much, the different types, how they work, what's coming up next. What are like the key takeaways you hope our listeners will remember from all this?
I hope they've got a good grasp of, the basics. File, block, object storage, how to pick the right one. But also, I hope they're excited about the future. There's so much potential for innovation and, just changing the world with cloud storage.
I know I'm definitely feeling more confident about all this cloud stuff now. Thanks to you. Any final words of advice for our listeners as they, start their own cloud storage adventures?
Don't forget, cloud storage is a tool, a powerful tool. Use it. Explore it. Don't be afraid to try new things. And hey, if you need help, Stonefly is always here.
That's great advice. Thanks so much for joining us today. To all our listeners, thanks for tuning in. Keep exploring the world of cloud storage. It's an amazing place. And until next time, remember, the power of the cloud is in your hands.